Hey guys, how's it going? Coach Justin Lamb here, along with Dr. Carrie Lamb today. Today we're going to be talking about 5 principles to help you stay on your ideal diet here. Now, there's just so many diets out there nowadays, so many fad diets going on, and a lot of them are good, and a lot of them are also really tough. And so we're here to talk about 5 ways to find the right diet for you and help you stay on that diet, right? The number one really most important thing is that you have a diet that you can work around and that is easy for you to do. So it's whatever is easiest to keep up with.
Right. If you have adrenal fatigue, really you don't want something that's super complicated and very limiting because you need to get a lot of nutrients in your body. And so stressing about a diet is not going to help your adrenals out. So for an adrenal fatigue sufferer, find something that is easy to follow, that will be stress-free, and you will be grateful. Your adrenals will be grateful for that.
Yeah, that is really important. A lot of times people are stressing about the diets. Oh, I should be eating this. Oh, I have to eat right now. Oh, I should not be eating this. And the more you think about it, the more you're going to obsess about it, and the more you're going to stress yourself out. So really, you do want to keep a good diet, but you don't want to be stressing out about your diet. You got to keep it easy and keep it simple for yourself. Right. Number 2, a really good thing to do is to figure out your sensitivities, especially in adrenal fatigue. A lot of people have food sensitivities, and that actually stresses your body out without you knowing it. So it's very important. Some people are sensitive enough, or they've been doing it long enough, that you can kind of tell what your body is sensitive to. If you're not that sensitive, or if you're kind of just starting out, sometimes maybe it's just easier to get a food sensitivity test. And then that you can follow that as kind of a general guideline to eliminate some foods that your body is sensitive to.
Another thing you could do is write down a food diary and also see if certain foods are causing you certain issues. One thing people also try to do is do an elimination diet where they eliminate a bunch of foods. The main culprits usually are gluten, dairy, corn, soy, and sugar. So if you just get rid of those 5 and then slowly you can add them back in and see whether your symptoms come back, that is something that would be able to show you if you have sensitivities to those big 5 culprits.
Yeah. Number 3 principle that you want to follow is that you want to help and get good bacteria into your body, and then you also want to help starve the bad bacteria inside your body. And you know a lot about the microbiome and how that affects yourself. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about that, Dr. Carey?
So the microbiome are the gut bacteria that live in your intestines, in your stomach, and in your colon. And they survive on the bacteria, and they also basically digest the food that you eat and give off more bacteria. So you need to be able to give the good bacteria the nutrients that it likes, which is usually fiber, and fermented foods are usually high in probiotics also. Taking a supplement in probiotics is giving yourself the good bacteria. Starving the bad bacteria means staying away from processed foods, high sugary foods. You want to eat very clean in order to starve the bad bacteria and have that good balance in your system. If you have taken antibiotics, that kind of wipes out both good and bad bacteria, and it could wipe it out for 6 months. So it might take some time for you to even rebuild the bacteria if you've taken antibiotics. So it's very important to eat foods that are high in fiber and give yourself the probiotics that you need.
Yeah, you actually touched on something there, was eating foods that are high in fiber. Now, just to be a little bit more specific with that, to feed the probiotics, you want to eat foods that are high in insoluble fiber because they don't get digested, they don't get absorbed into your body, and they stay in your gut, and your good bacteria love to eat that, and actually is a great source of food for your healthy gut bacteria. And so insoluble fiber for the gut bacteria, but for you yourself, you want to have more soluble fiber, and that leads us to point number 4, which is soluble fiber. Really good to just kind of keep things flowing down there, keep things moving, keep things easy going down there to make sure you flush everything out and get that going. So make sure you also get enough fiber so you don't get constipated and you can keep things flowing here. And the last, and one of the biggest things as well, is number 5, and that's to eat as whole as possible. You want to talk a little bit more about that?
Right. What does it mean to eat whole? So you want to know where your food comes from. So I usually ask my clients, where does an apple come from? They will say, obviously, it comes from an apple tree. But where does applesauce come from? Where does apple pie come from? We don't know what extra ingredients they actually put in it and when they process it and when it goes through a factory or when it gets baked. And so that is not a whole food. So if you want to make sure you're eating whole, make sure you know where your food is and you can actually picture it and you know what you're eating without a package.
All right. Well, that about sums it up. So, if you want more information about this, make sure you check out the article in our description below. You can also subscribe to our video channel for more content. And if you have any other ideas or suggestions on how to keep on your diet and make it work for you, definitely share it in the comments below. This is Coach Justin Lamb and Dr. Carrie Lamb, empowering you to take control of your health.